So my name is Brian O'Hara, Brian O''Hara. I am the Minneapolis Police Chief. About 10:45 this morning, Minneapolis received a 911 call from an individual claiming that there was a man armed with a gun inside of his house. During the course of that 911 call, the male then indicated that he was going to shoot the person that was inside of his house that was armed with a gun. It became apparent, both from then a second 911 call that was received, as well as the conversation that the call taker was having with this individual, that this was a person in crisis. Minneapolis police immediately responded to the scene. Upon arrival of our officers could hear gunfire. The officers made contact with the owner of the residence, who indicated that he believed that there was a person in crisis that was able to get a hold of his rifle, and that 3 juveniles were also inside of the home. Very quickly, the officers were able to confirm that they saw 3 individuals leaving the residence, getting into a black SUV and leaving the scene, that these were the 3 juveniles that were inside of the house. As it then became apparent that this person in crisis who was armed was in the house alone, the officers then were able to quickly secure the scene and get that individual to come out, which he did voluntarily. And the individual then dropped the gun on the porch of the residence behind me. The gun being used was an AR-15 style rifle. The individual was armed with 2 30-round magazines. The suspect then walked over to the police and was safely taken into custody. At this time, obviously, we're continuing our investigation. But it appears that this was a person with a history of mental health who was able to get access to a legally owned firearm by the owner of the house, and just thankfully no one was injured. There's probably more than a dozen or 2 dozen rounds that have been fired. Our crime scene unit is on the scene now. We'll be processing that, and we'll be continuing the investigation. The individual that was armed with the weapon has been taken to the hospital to be evaluated for mental health needs. But thankfully, no one was injured during this incident. It could have been bad. It appears the weapon was armed with armor-piercing rounds, which 2 30-round magazines and an AR-15 armed with them is certainly something that we don't want any of our officers or anyone from the community to face. So I'm just very thankful for the professional and quick response from our officers, and thankful that we're able to safely put an end to this very quickly. Are there any questions?
So Brian, what is the relation of this individual to the homeowner?
I believe the homeowner is the uncle. The individual, the subject, is an adult male. I don't have his exact age.
And the 3 juveniles, were they living in this house, or were they with this individual who...
I don't know if they live here. The subject's uncle, suspect's uncle, is the homeowner, and I don't know the relation to the juveniles.
Do you know where they are now? The officer saw them leaving?
They did leave, and the uncle made contact with them, and they are fine. I don't have their ages, I'm sorry. We can probably follow up and get them for you.
So is this individual just like firing randomly into the home, or do you know much of those
He
details?
was firing in the basement, so we're confident that there was no threat to any of the other adjacent homes, and he was firing at what he believed was an armed person inside of his house, which there wasn't actually a person inside the house.
Gotcha.
Did the suspect, he didn't live in this house with his uncle?
I don't know that for sure. I just know it's the uncle's house.
The gun that he got a hold of, do you know, was it locked up, or?
We're obviously going to be investigating that, but we are told that he's not sure how this person gained access to it.
You said this is a person with a history of mental illness. Is this someone who is known to officers here in the 5th Precinct?
Nothing immediately that comes to mind, but we haven't done a thorough search. I know there has been a history of mental health calls like this. Yes.
Any idea how the person got in the house?
He may be staying there. I don't know that for certain. The owner of the house had to leave. He had to go to work, so he's no longer with us right now.
He's at work, the owner of the house?
Yeah, the owner of the house had to leave us.
Can you talk about kind of maybe the coaxing of this individual? Were there like mental health specialists out here? Or how did that kind of go down?
It was very, very quick. I want to say less than 15 minutes from the time that this first came in. The officers came on scene. They heard gunfire. They said probably 10 to 15 rounds they heard fired. And very quickly, once they were able to make contact, they were obviously concerned about the juveniles, confirmed that there was no one else in the house. They were able to get this person to come out and to drop the weapon. It was quick. If it had been, the officers had made initial preparations requesting, tactical teams and, drone operator and a crisis negotiator. If it had prolonged, the use of a negotiator and mental health folks absolutely would have come into it, but it was just very, very quick.
I thought we saw SWAT on the scene. Did they
Yes.
have a role in this?
They
or-
did not. They arrived on the scene, but the person was in custody before we got there.
Any others? Chief obviously descended, as good as you could expect it
Thank
here.
God.
I mean, thankfully no neighbors were hurt, no homes had to be evacuated. I mean, can we talk about that aspect of it here?
Yeah, that's it's a blessing. As I said, I'm thankful for as quick as everyone from the police department responded. But no matter what the police do, ultimately it takes it's the action of the person that determines what happens. So, especially considering that this is a person with a history of mental health, obviously in crisis. I am just thankful that they were able to resolve this peacefully. And again, an AR-15, at least from what we know, he had, what we know right now, two 30-round magazines, armor-piercing rounds. It's just an incredibly dangerous situation for everyone.
And as far as you can tell, that gun was in the home legally?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
How long will this be locked up for?
The crime scene unit is processing the scene. We will be opening this up soon, but the house, the immediate area of the house will be secured for some time.
Okay. Will they be able, I'm assuming, will they be able to come back to their house tonight or not?
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. But we still have evidence to retrieve. So.
And which home is it?
The third
Sago?
one here that, I guess, what would you call that?
With the flag on it,
Yellowish
or-
flag? Yellowish house
Oh,
there?
okay.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
All right. Thank you.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Chief.